Everyone in my town knew the Valor Ridge house was empty. No lights, no cars, no footprints in the snow, even in the middle of winter. It sat at the edge of town where the road narrowed and the street lights stopped. People avoided it without really knowing why. Nobody remembered who built it or who lived there last. Most people just agreed it had been abandoned for as long as anyone could remember. I didn't believe in haunted houses. That night I was walking home late. It was quiet, the kind of quiet where you can hear your own breathing. I was already past the house when something caught my attention. A light, one candle burning in the upstairs window. I stopped and stared at it for a long time. I told myself it was probably someone squatting inside, or maybe a prank, but the flame moved slowly, deliberately, like someone had just set it there. I should have kept walking. Instead, I turned around. The front door didn't have a handle, just old dark wood. When I raised my hand to knock, the door opened on its own. No sound, no hesitation. Inside, the air smelled old, dust, cold stone, and something metallic I couldn't place. The candlelight stretched down a narrow hallway. As soon as I stepped inside, the door closed behind me with a soft click. "Hello?" I called out. My voice sounded wrong in that house, smaller than it should have. Someone answered from the dark. "You are early. Most don't come until midnight." A man stepped into the light. He looked young, maybe mid-20s, clean, well-dressed, but his eyes didn't match the rest of him. They were too still, too focused, like he already knew how this was going to end. "I'm sorry," I said. "I thought someone lived here." He smiled. "I do." Something about that made my chest tighten. I turned to leave. The door wouldn't open. "That won't work," he said calmly. "The house doesn't like to be disappointed." My heart started racing. "Please, I didn't mean to." "I know," he said. "None of you ever do." The candle flickered. The shadows on the wall stretched and twisted into shapes that didn't make sense. I felt heavy, like the air itself was pressing down on me. My head started spinning. "You are wondering if I am a vampire," he said. I didn't answer. "I don't drink blood anymore." I felt a rush of relief. Then he stepped closer. "I take something else." The room tilted. My thoughts started slipping away. Faces, names, memories, like sand through my fingers. I suddenly felt exhausted in a way I never had before. Not tired, worn down. I collapsed. The last thing I saw was the candle going out. I woke up outside, morning sunlight, cold snow beneath me. The house behind me looked abandoned again. Dark windows, silent porch. I checked my phone. Every contact was gone. No messages, no photos older than that morning. I opened the camera. The face staring back at me looked older, not by decades, just enough to notice. Tired, like it had lived too long without rest. I tried to go home. No one recognized me. My apartment was rented out. My name barely existed in town records, only old traces like something forgotten on purpose. Weeks passed. Then, one night, walking home again, I saw it. A single candle burning in the window of Valveridge House, waiting. And this time I knew it wasn't a coincidence because I hadn't noticed it before, but the light wasn't in the same window. It was lower, closer to the ground. I walked closer, my chest tightening with every step, and that is when I realized something else was wrong. The front door was open, and nailed beside it, half buried under layers of old notices and peeling paper, was a faded photograph. It took me a moment to recognize the face. It was me, younger, smiling, standing in front of Valveridge House. The date printed beneath it was over 30 years old. Behind me, the candle went out, and somewhere inside the house, I heard someone knocking, slow, careful, from the other side of the door.